thank you for getting the list building secrets guide, video guide. This video course and associated guides and stuff is going to walk you through the process of setting up an email list, an email marketing campaign for residual income. All right. Uh, Basically, and we're going to do it in a way that does not require Google, does not require keyword research, and only requires just a little bit of niche research. All right. The rest of it is just making the content, setting everything up, and then driving traffic. And the beautiful thing about the driving traffic part is we're going to do it in such a way that we never again have to rely on Google. There's obviously some things that we can do to get listed in the Google, and that is helpful, but that's not going to be the main focus of our website. All right. Anything that we do to get listed into Google is basically via article marketing and that sort of automated traffic. But everything else is going to be so unique that you will never have to rely on Google for a source of income. They say that your list should be able to feed you. If you have a list of 2,000 people, you should make $2,000 a month. Every subscriber should be worth $2, okay? So that means that in order to successfully set up a residual income is that you need a couple things you need to be able to sell. And so what we're going to do is the first step, of course, is to pick some products. And it's all going to be in the same niche, and it'll be, kind of niche oriented. And what we'll do is we're going to rotate. Once we get everything set up, we're going to rotate between good content, and that's up here in the content part. We'll rotate between promotions and good content and broadcast messages. And what we will do, this whole method will make you an easy money without ever having to think about Google at all. And as I said, when you write your articles, you can think about Google a little bit, but if Google decides to slap those articles, you still have a list. If Google decides to trash your website, you still have your list. You will never run out of money-making potential as long as you have your list. So that's kind of the vital secret. So in the next video, I'm going to talk about how to pick a product, and we're going to go through the process of setting up a squeeze page and doing all that. And the reason I'm teaching you guys to do this because I know there's a lot of newbies. Now I know there's a lot of you who already have a list. That's fine. You can skip over all of this and go straight into the traffic module. I've got a video and a guide that you can use and some other stuff. But the rest of this is for newbies who have never set up a list before. This will take you through the process. It'll be dead simple. And okay, welcome everybody to video 2 of this list building course. What we're going to do is in this step, we're going to pick a niche and a product to promote with our squeeze page and our thank you page. And so basically, I'm just going to take you through a simple step-by-step process that I use to pick a product and how I can quickly find out the products, the hot buttons the buyers use, because that's really vital. Okay, it's really important that you do this, otherwise you will see limited success, and we want to see the most success possible. And so in order to sell these people, you have to understand they're buying hot buttons. So I'm going to give you a quick step-by-step way to pick a product and how to find out about their needs and their wants and stuff like that. So we're over in ClickBank because that's the easiest to get set up, and this is good for people starting off. Basically, I like to choose categories that are popular. Everyone, has health and weight loss problems. Everyone has relationship problems. I try to go for big market stuff because it's easier to identify with these people because everybody has this problem. And so it's easier whenever you do your product review, whenever you pre-sell your product as an affiliate, this is 10 times easier for you to sell them on, okay? So we're just going to go into health and fitness, and we're going to take a look and see what there is. Now, there's always fat loss for idiots, of course. There's always penis problems and stuff like that. Panic away, that's always all right. Truth about abs, this is always a good one. So, there's always good ones here. Burn the fat, feed the muscle, very common ones. But typically what I like to look at is a couple of the numbers. I want to concern myself with the amount of money I'm going to make. So, for example, fat loss for idiots, sales page, pitch, 30%. So $32 a sale. I know that in this right here, the percentage referred is 90%. So I know that most of that money is being made is through affiliates. They're doing 75%. And this is the part that I'm the most concerned with is 400 Gravity. That means that there's a lot of affiliates promoting them. Um, Roughly, Gravity, if you don't know it, most people do though. Gravity is just a measure of how many affiliates have made at least a sale within the last 6 weeks or so. It's a weighted average. It's not precise. But within the last 6 weeks, at least 400 affiliates have made a sale. Now, um, that means that obviously some affiliates are making a lot more and some are making a lot less. But basically, it's saying that there's a lot of people making money with this product. Now, because I'm not concerning myself with Google, I'm not worrying about the competition because the way I'm going to go about getting my traffic from these lists, list building, doesn't depend upon that. So I don't care if there's 400 other people promoting it. I'm going to get my um, kind of my share anyway. All right. And once you get a small, and of course I'm getting ahead of myself, but once you get a small list, there's an easy way that you can quickly double this. All right. So you could double and triple your list size, overnight. And I'll cover more about that, as I said, in a future video. But um, the thing here though is just I want to just make sure it's converting. That's the thing I'm concerned about. You know, you can always promote a less popular thing. So if we go on page 2, um, stuff like this we can always promote. But I prefer to stick with the top 10 and the higher gravity whenever I'm doing this method because I know it's converting, I know it's promoting, or I know it's converting because a lot of people are promoting it. So that's good. So I'm just going to go with this one. And we're going to go. The next thing I like to do is check out the sales page. So we see fat loss for idiots. Very good graphics here. Basically they're playing off of this whole fat loss for or the whole kind of for dummies kind of books. So people are making that a most emotional and mental association. They also see this person, hey, I'm a certified idiot, but yet I lost 9 pounds every 11 days. And right here above the fold, they have a click to begin. Learn the 10 easy rules. So that looks pretty good. And then, of course, they have this down here. This is for basically for, um, more, kind of pre-selling, I guess. So, if they're not convinced to click, they'll scroll down here and read this stuff and they'll say, okay, so we're going to click up here to begin and we're just going to go through the buying process. All right. So, fat loss for idiots, advanced dieting methods. Why are you overweight? So they give a lot of good stuff. Some good content. That's always good. And the one thing I like about this site, and a lot of people think it's ugly, but the one thing I like is about how it just slowly takes you through. It's like a book. Um, so you read through this, you find out why you're fat and why all these diets don't work. But then they say, hey, on the next page, we're going to show you what does work. And so they're like, okay, click on the next page. And then first thing they see is kind of pictures of people going from fat to skinny. So, what if we could show you this? The true food is not the enemy. Hey, this is the magic bullet. You can eat as much as you want and you'll still get skinny. Okay. Um, So, and they come into this suspend disbelief stuff. Don't believe it. Well, you've already discovered this doesn't work because you're here. All right. You're here. Fat loss diets don't work because you're here. You've came here. So obviously you're looking for a solution. On top of that, I talked about it on the last page. So obviously they don't work. So what does this tell you? It's not the answer. Calorie shifting is the secret. Well, it's calorie shifting. That's interesting. What is calorie shifting? And they give you kind of the basic theory. You're about to shock your body using a diet you've never tried before. Okay. So, and then it just said, if you looked at it, it just said you can download our new dieting system on the next page. And they're like, oh, sweet. So they click through. And then, of course, more, get skinny, fit in your jeans, your family will be shocked, etc., etc. And once again, they just take you through more sales page. This is what you're going to look like. Obviously, this is tiered towards women. All right, I'm going to start paying attention to the demographics. Everything in here is for women. Oh, and then they're offering a discount code. Okay. So you could use that. Click here to down the diet with a 50% discount code. And then please add on our, uh, you know, download options. So you can get the diet package 1, or diet package number 1 plus an extra Beyond Calories. Okay. And then they have, some more sales stuff. So I'll click this one. And then once again, more good news. You have, uh, 60-day money back guarantee. So click here to pay and download. And then, of course, it goes to ClickBank's lovely site with the premium add-on package, yada, yada. Okay, this is pretty good. So what I would do then is I would go back here and I would start writing down all the hot buttons. And the hot buttons are the things that make people want to buy. All right. So what I would do is I would read through this and I would open up a text file and I would go all the way back to the very beginning and I would say, okay, well, what are they doing? Well, low-fat foods don't work. Um, and they're kind of hitting on some facts here, and I'm thinking, well, what they're kind of hitting on here is stuff people already know, and they're kind of prodding at those frustrations. Well, I've tried what they're doing it without saying it. They're pointing us out without saying it directly. They're saying, fat loss foods don't work. You know it because you're here, right? I mean, they're kind of implying this when they talk about it. So what I would do is I would write down, okay, they're frustrated because they can't seem to lose weight. They've tried these things. They get into a pattern. And they talk about how, the pattern of diet and getting, weight, like losing and gaining weight doesn't work, how these make you miserable. So obviously, okay, one thing about weight loss is, if we eat all these low carb foods and these low calorie foods, they all suck. It just makes us miserable, and so we're not feeling good. We don't like to eat anything because all the food's disgusting. So frustrated because they can't eat the food they want. All right. So I'm going to write down all those things, and then I would write down the magic bullet and kind of what they're selling. So I would say, okay, the magic bullet is food. Hey, you get to eat. You get to eat what you want. I'm going to show you how to do it in a way that you will lose weight without giving up foods you enjoy. So magic bullet, lose weight, eat everything that you want to, okay? So that's the magic bullet solution. So what am I going to do then after that? After that, I'm going to open a new browser and I'm going to look for weight loss forums, okay? And what I would find is every forum that has to do with weight loss. And what I would do is I would go in and I would search for just basically just start going through um, the posts, and I would start looking for people's frustrations. I would look at the. I'm just going to pick up a few of them here. About being 35 pounds overweight. The truth is, and it was, I'm a binge eater. Okay, so I'd make a diet. Well, maybe they're binge eaters. Basically, I'm looking. She doesn't have a whole lot of frustrating points. What I'm kind of looking for is frustration words, like I'm so frustrated, I'm at my wit's end, I'm tired. You know, okay, here we go, like compulsive eating disorder. Around 12 years old, I eat my emotions, feel bad afterwards, and sometimes eat until my belly truly hurts. I just hitting rock bottom lately and I can't stand it. That's good words. Those are the words I'm looking for. I would copy these and put those onto a text file, okay? And I would just keep doing that. I would go through this, through all these forums. I would make note of them, and I would kind of, oh, look, here's a great one. Gaining weight instead of losing it. Help, I'm terrified now. Oh, that's great. Fear, they're afraid. And so these are things that I can hit on whenever I build my review page, okay? So that is the first thing that I would do. I would make note of all of those kind of buyer buttons. And then the next thing that I would do, just to double check my findings, is I would go all the way back to Fat Loss for Idiots, and then I would go to Quantcast. And so let me do this here. Okay, so I've gotten to Quantcast. I typed in fatlossforidiots.com, and it says site is not quantified, so data is estimated. So we just need to make sure that we take this into consideration. All right, not take it, as fact, but good guesstimates. Okay. The first thing I like to look at here is the site. Kind of the stuff about it. FatLossForIdiots.com is a top 10,000 site that reaches over 238,000 people a month. The site attracts more female 50 plus audience. Okay, that's interesting. I'm going to go, what I would do then is I would look for other sites that possibly, for example, eDiets, Jenny Craig, all of the stuff that's related, what they say that they like, the affinity. And I would also see, is it possible that these are 50 plus? And then I would go into the forums too, and I would see if I can kind of deduce their age. Because if I can find out their age and the fact that they're female, it can help determine how I go about selling. Okay. The typical visitor reads ediets.com, listens to Rush Limbaugh, and patronizes Nutrisystems. Okay. So um, So Rush Limbaugh is conservative politically, so that may help us in some way. I'm not for certain, probably because of their age and the fact that they're female. I'm just saying. And then we come down here and we look at these statistics. So majority of the people that go to the site are 0 to 30K or I guess 0 to 60K. That's their average earnings. The biggest category is the 30 to 60K. So medium income. Majority don't have any school. We can just kind of use this to help get kind of our idea of how we want to promote. Okay, and then we kind of go down here. The next thing I like to look is traffic frequencies. So less than 1% are addicts. 13% of 29, of 13% are regulars. 29% of all the visits are regulars, and then the rest are passerbys. This is because this is a huge affiliate program, so they're driving just enormous amounts of traffic to the site. But 13%, 29%, these are telling me that 29% of all of their visits are regular. This means that they go back to the site more than once. This tells me that this might be a good site to promote because 30% of the visitors are probably purchasing, or at the very least, they're consider purchasing. So this means that if I drive enough traffic, I could probably get a really good conversion rate. All right, so that really helps me. So this is all looking really good. I would write down all of this information. I would go to, like, for example, I'm going to sit here and go to eDiets and see what they look like. I would compare that. I would and go to Jenny Craig. I would look up all of these things, and I would kind of analyze all the data together. So that's kind of what I would do, and then I would uh, just say, okay, well, this looks like this is a good thing to promote. Okay, so what I would do then is like, okay, well, this looks like this is a good thing to promote. I would go into ClickBank and or I would go back. Sorry, I would go back to their site and I would actually purchase the product. Now, yeah, I haven't promoted it yet. I haven't done anything with it. Um, and what I would do is I would still keep the product. I mean, I'm kind of against this whole buying the product and then refunding it just because you want to review it. Okay. The only time I would absolutely ask for a refund is if I tried to promote it and no matter what happens, it just flops. Okay. I can't seem to make any sales. And since I'm not paying for advertising on this, I just chalk this up as a loss. So what I would do is, I'd go ahead and buy the product, and I wouldn't buy the add-on. I would just buy the base product. Okay, $39. And if you wanted to, you could become an affiliate for yourself and get it that way as a discount. I'm not advocating that one way or another. So, but that's what I would do, and those are the very first steps. Okay, so I've picked a product to promote. I'm going to promote this fat loss for idiots. All right, and so the next thing I need to do is register a domain and set up a squeeze page and a thank you page and make my review. So in the next video, we're going to talk about these 3 steps: registering the domain, setting up a squeeze page, setting up the thank you page, and making the review of the product. And I'll show you exactly what to do, as well as provide you with a template that you can use that kind of follows the same story plot. Okay. And I'll give you some ideas and suggestions on how to get your story, because I don't want anybody to lie. I'm not like a fat person myself. I don't need to lose weight in particular, so wanting to lose this is going to be difficult for me to sell it from a testimonial perspective. But I'll show you how to go about doing that in the next video. So this is Rob. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video.